the Ring Fanatics Podcast, episode number 44. I am Nick, your host, and again, Joel couldn't make it on. Something came up last minute for him, so he couldn't come on today's episode, but I will not miss a week of podcasting here, so I am doing another episode by myself, but I promise you, Joel will be back next week, and for future episodes as well. We're trying not to miss an episode without each other, so he will be back soon. Before I get into today's episode, as always, continue to subscribe to the podcast. If you're listening to this on Spotify, follow us on Spotify too. But then if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, go over to our YouTube channel, subscribe to us there. Also, click the post notifications bell right next to the subscribe button, so that way you know whenever we post a new episode of the Ring Fanatics Podcast. Also, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and wherever else we can be found. The more support, the better. We always read your comments. We always listen to what your feedback is. And like I said, the more support we get, the better. So, before we get into that, also, if you're listening to on Spotify, the episode that we put out before this was the Money in the Bank episode, obviously the predictions episode. But we also did a post Money in the Bank. It was a Money in the Bank recap episode that we did following Money in the Bank on Sunday, live on Spotify Green Room. If you haven't seen our, on Instagram and all that stuff, well, what we're doing is after every pay-per-view, we will be going live on Spotify Green Room. And you may be asking, what is Spotify Green Room? Spotify Green Room is it's a phone application in which you could download either on an iPhone or Android. It's basically an audio-only application in which you can join a room, whatever room it is that you're listening to, and you can listen to what people have to say. You could join in on a conversation if you request to, and just basically have fun. Download it on your Android or iPhone, or we'll be going live on Spotify Green Room. We're going to try to do it after every pay-per-view that we could, and basically just give our thoughts on every predictions. Give our thoughts on the pay-per-view after it's done, and then hopefully have a conversation with anybody who joins. So if you want to join our future Spotify Green Rooms after a pay-per-view, go ahead and download the application on your cell phones today, so that way you know whenever we do that. Also, go follow us on there as well. Search up Nick Arias and Joel Otero Jr. You'll find us both there, and you'll just follow us, and you'll know when we go live there. So yeah, as you can tell by the title of this episode, this week I'm used to having a co-host in Joel. So today I will just be, we didn't do a Slammiversary episode last week. We didn't do the Spotify Green Room for the first Slammiversary, mainly because I wanted to talk about it in this episode. And then just talk about a little bit of a news spoiler, if you consider a spoiler. I know I'm releasing this episode Friday afternoon, so I don't know if it will happen then yet, but we'll get into that later. Slammiversary happened on this past Saturday night, before Money in the Bank. What a great weekend in wrestling this past weekend. Slammiversary was a banger, then ended in a banger in Money in the Bank. I'm glad, let me say this, I'm glad that fans are back in the Impact Zone. During the pandemic, yes, Impact has produced a lot of great matches, great storylines, and all that throughout the pandemic era. But I think one thing that they were missing was the live fans, the live audience there. AEW, NXT both had live audiences, a small venue, a small amount of people during the pandemic era. WWE attempted to do one with the Thunderdome, even though they actually weren't physically there. It wasn't. The Thunderdome made up for it. At least they tried to have an audience there. But Impact didn't do anything. They had nobody there, so it was weird. It was awkward just seeing no one there. So I'm glad they had fans back, even though it wasn't really their usual. But they had fans. So I loved that pay-per-view Saturday night. Let me tell you, it's what we expected. We expected some debuts, returns, whatever. Speaking of that, glad to see Chelsea Green back. I thought we would have seen, more of Laurel Van Ness, even though she did kind of have the makeup on, but it was Chelsea Green. It was cool to see her, obviously, with her boyfriend, fiance. I don't know if they're engaged or married, but her spouse, Matt Cardona. That was kind of expected beforehand. A lot of people already, kind of expected that she was going to show up there as his tag team partner for that match against Brian Myers and Tennille Dashwood. So it was cool to see her back. I know she's also in Ring of Honor now too, so she's kind of doing a double duty with them. That was awesome to see her back. Glad they got the victory, and I'm excited what she could bring back with the Impact Zone and Impact Wrestling. If you guys follow me on Twitter, on my personal Twitter, at NickArias _, go follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I tweeted out during Slammiversary that it would have been cool if obviously we've seen Chelsea Green as the mystery tag partner for Matt Cardona, but I thought it would have been cool if for the Deonna Purrazzo match, because she had a mystery opponent, I thought it would have been cool if, Laurel Van Ness was the mystery opponent, if that makes sense. You have Chelsea Green show up as Matt Cardona's partner, and then Laurel Van Ness kind of show up as the mystery opponent for Purrazzo, in which, she kind of portrays that, fiend, crazy girl type of character, where she has two split personalities, one being herself, obviously, in Chelsea Green, and then the other being Laura Van Ness. And then basically she builds up a storyline where she plays, like I said, a split personality. She has a Chelsea Green, and then people notice that she's changing and going crazy and turns into Laura Van Ness. And then people try to tell her to get out of that character and stop acting like that and just be Chelsea Green. So yeah, I thought that would have been cool and a great thing to add into a storyline. But you know what? Thunder Rosa was a better choice, honestly. Not saying anything bad about Chelsea Green, but Thunder Rosa was a great choice. I wasn't expecting Thunder Rosa. It was cool and unexpected, but a good unexpected. That no one really, I don't know if a lot of people thought of her. A lot of people were saying it was going to be Britt Baker. Or Mickie James, which she did show up at the end after the match. But Thunder Rosa was a great choice to put as her opponent. I think that this feud with her and Purrazzo is not over. I think they're going to continue this feud because, as you all know, after that match, like I said, Mickie James came out and invited Purrazzo to kind of join the next, and because NWA is doing all women's pay-per-view. So I think it would be cool if, spoiler alert, I don't know, at this point, Friday, this episode is being dropped Friday, but Thursday night on Impact, I think it may be this week. I'm not sure if it's this week because I'm recording this on a Wednesday. So I don't know if this is going to be a spoiler to anybody who didn't know. If it didn't happen this week, apparently Deonna Purrazzo accepts the invite to go to the NWA All Women's Pay-Per-View and be a part of that. So she's going to go over there and eventually compete in the NWA All Women's Pay-Per-View that they're doing over there. So like I said, she accepts that. And then my theory is that she's probably going to defend the title over there. It would be cool if Thunder Rosa is her opponent for that NWA All Women's Pay-Per-View. And then maybe put the Knockouts Championship against Thunder Rosa at the NWA All Women's Pay-Per-View. I forgot the name, that's why I'm referring to it as that. But that'd be cool if she defends the Knockouts title over there. Maybe even better is if she goes up against the NWA Women's Champion, Camille, and put the title on the line, do like title versus title kind of thing. Because I know Deonna Purrazzo is also going for the AAA Women's Championship. So I think they're kind of building her up as kind of like the belt collector for the women, kind of doing the same thing because she's going for multiple titles, I think. So it'd be cool if she did that type of thing. So it'll be cool to see her compete in the NWA event. So that's what I liked about that part. Again, I hope this is at the end of the Thunder Rosa and Deonna Purrazzo storyline there. I think they could do a lot with it. I'm hoping to see a lot of Thunder Rosa in Impact as well. Something different. She benefited a lot from AEW, and I don't think her time there is done either. So the crossover is real. Thunder Rosa is really putting this crossover to good use, and I think she's one of the MVPs for the crossover, in my opinion. Another thing that happened that went down, a lot of fresh new faces. We kind of expected a lot of people to debut or return to Impact. One of the people who is going to debut is, I don't know his real name because I couldn't pronounce his last name well, but formerly known as Aiden English in WWE, will make his debut over in Impact. He has a new name. Like I said, his last name is, I couldn't really pronounce. I forgot at the moment, but he will make it his AEW debut sometime soon. Sorry, not AEW, Impact debut. I'm sorry. He'll be making his Impact debut sometime soon. So it's actually pretty cool seeing him over there. We also saw the debut of No Way, formerly known as No Way Jose in WWE. I'm actually glad to see him back in wrestling. I thought his character was pretty cool, and I'm glad he's keeping that character too. That was an interesting character. I think that could do a lot anywhere. So No Way would definitely be a big part of Impact. They actually make these kind of characters more interesting over there in Impact. So I'm glad to see and hoping to see a lot from him over there. He was one of my favorites when he was in NXT, so I'm hoping to see a lot of, because as soon as I heard the Impact, he said no hit, Fallah Boss said No Way Jose, I'm like, wow, really, I did not expect him to come out at all. But I'm just excited to see what these new faces can do. I thought I was gonna see the Iconics over at Slammiversary. Well, now I know they're going by a different name now. I think it's called the Inspirations. But I thought they would show up, but I guess not. And hopefully we can see them somewhere soon. As I'm recording this right now, it's before AEW, so they could possibly show up in AEW tonight. They could at Fyter Fest night too. So maybe that would be the case with them. I'm just hoping they can land somewhere. I just want to see them wrestle. I want to see them go after tag team gold, women's tag team gold. That's what I want. I just really want to see them go out there and compete. I think most likely AEW. I said this in another episode in the past. I'm probably going to see them in AEW, mainly because Cassie Lee, Peyton Royce, married to Shawn Spears. So maybe that would be better for them. I know one of them said in an interview that wherever one goes, the other will go too. So wherever we see one of them, the other's going to be there as well. I expect to see the other one there. What else happened on Impact? We saw Kenny Omega, and of course, why would I forget? Jay White appeared at the end of the pay-per-view. Duh. Why would I forget that part? That's really cool to see. Wow, that's definitely something that no one expected. Jay White randomly showing up at the end of the pay-per-view to face off against the Good Brothers and Kenny Omega. Definitely we're seeing a match down the line between them two. That's a clear, obvious pointed that out with them. I believe Bound for Glory is the next pay-per-view, which is also going to be a great event. It's going to be an event when they tease that, it's going to be featuring not only Impact, but AAA, New Japan, and AEW. That's going to be a great event. Definitely, I'm giving them every single cent whenever that pay-per-view is. I forgot the date, but it's going to be cool to see them there and doing that. I'm expecting to see a lot of matchups. It's probably going to be exactly what it is. AEW versus Impact versus AAA versus New Japan. We're definitely going to see those type of style of matches. Superstar from AEW versus Impact. Impact versus AAA Superstar. AAA versus New Japan Superstar, and vice versa with other companies. It kind of makes sense with the name of the pay-per-view, Bound for Glory. They're trying to see who's the better company. I guess you could say the Survivor Series of these four, I guess they could put it. I'm pretty sure that's not what they're going to go for, but that's what I'm hoping to go for with this. I'm excited for that. I'm definitely going to be excited to see Jay White versus Omega. I'm pretty sure that's when it's gonna happen. Why else would he show up at an Impact show, and not compete at an Impact show? I hope, unless tonight on AEW Fyter Fest Night 2, he shows up there too. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that's just an Impact thing. It is doing his thing over there. So yeah, that's cool to see him showing up on Impact Wrestling. Definitely going to be a title match. And this is interesting because will Jay White defeat Kenny Omega for the Impact belt, or will Kenny Omega defeat Jay White for the the openweight championship over at New Japan? Yes, Kenny Omega is most likely to win because he is the belt collector, so we definitely will see him take the W over there. But either way, I'm still excited to see that match whenever it happens. And like I said, they can take all my money. I don't care how much it is. I'm paying for it and I'm watching it. So yeah, you'll definitely see that match is expecting soon. And also in the title, as you can see by the other title of this video, other than Slammiversary, is there a new Bullet Club member? Yes, there is actually. Another spoiler. Like I said, I don't know if this is happening this week on Impact. Like I said, this episode is being released on Friday afternoon after Impact already aired this week. But I don't know if it's happening this week on Impact. It could be happening at a future Impact. So if it doesn't happen this week, then this is a spoiler. If you don't want to be spoiled, you don't have to, ruin a future episode of Impact, then you can skip past this part probably towards the end of the episode, because this is what I'm going to be talking about for the remainder of the episode. Try and make this short and sweet. But if it did happen this past Thursday, then you probably already know what it is, because it already happened, obviously. But there is a new Bullet Club member. The member that is of the Impact roster that is joining the Bullet Club is none other than Chris Bay. Yes, he is joining the Bullet Club. Like I said, it's going to happen I think this week on Impact, or at a future Impact. But he is the Impact star that's going to be a part of the Bullet Club. He is the new member of Bullet Club. If you remember, because it's been teased all over social media. I mean, not all over it, but there was a video that came out after Slammiversary ended this past Saturday night, kind of teasing that. So I think there was a picture that was leaked as well, because Sunday, Monday, and I believe Tuesday, Impact Wrestling had taped their next couple of episodes. So the fans that were there in attendance took a picture of it, and it was leaked all over social media before it even happened. So if you've seen the picture, you already knew what I was talking about. If you saw the Slammiversary video, you'll know what I'm talking about. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, what type of video I'm referencing, but the video that I'm talking about that kind of gave away the hint that he was joining Bullet Club was, I think his name is Raju. I don't know his first name, but the X Division superstar that he's been kind of feuding with as of late, walks into his locker room after their match, and he kind of, they go like exchange words, whatever, and then Chris Bay at the end goes, "Hey, you left your shirt here." It tosses him over his shirt. Raju tosses the shirt back, says, "Oh, this is not my shirt." So he tosses it back over to Chris Bay. Chris Bay kind of opens the shirt up, and on this shirt it says it's the Bullet Club shirt, the Bullet Club logo on it, and all that. And then he sits down and kind of evaluates the shirt. So what's apparently supposed to happen, they kind of announces his Bullet Club, entrance into the Bullet Club, is that apparently there is a brawl between the Good Brothers, Kamega and Finjuice, and then I think Jay White's also involved in that kind of brawl a little bit. And then Chris Bay comes out to help, specifically Jay White. And then as they're walking back, Chris Bay has the Bullet Club shirt with him, and they kind of introduce, Jay White holds up his hand. I think they do the Too Sweet symbol. They kind of introduce as a sign saying that he's basically in Bullet Club, which is actually pretty cool. It's different. I believe Chris Bay has been on New Japan Strong a few times. I believe he's competed in a tournament that, kind of a tournament. He's been involved in New Japan Strong. I remember seeing a few clips of him competing there. I haven't seen it myself. I don't know where it's streamed, but I believe I've seen him compete over at New Japan Strong. So he has been part of some New Japan property. May not have been the same exact shows as Jay White, but I guess you could say that kind of like led up to it. I guess that was probably one of the reasons that created the creative part of it. They've been on New Japan property. He took a New Japan superstar, even though he's also on Impact. It's cool that he did that. He basically took. I know he's known for as of late, he's been an Impact star, part of the X Division, and a former X Division champion. So it's cool that they kind of like. I wonder where they go from here. Like, is Chris Bay going to be involved in the storyline now with Impact? Is he going up against Impact? Is he on the New Japan side now? Who knows? There's a lot of questions with this, and I'm excited for it. I didn't want to read too much of the spoilers because, like I said, what I read were the recent spoilers of the next couple of episodes, but I tried to avoid that because I want to be surprised with it. And I just happened to read that part. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know if this is going to happen this week, during this week's episode of Impact Wrestling, but it is happening soon. So I'm sorry if I spoiled that for some people. I apologize, but again, like I'm looking forward to this. I wonder, this is definitely in 100% going to help and boost up Chris Bay. Chris Bay has been, I believe he won the Rising Star for Impact in 2020. He won an award in 2020 for being like an impactful, no pun intended, but like a rising star or a most improved star in 2020, and he definitely has. Like, he was someone that like he was on the rise in 2019 and prior. I believe he's 25 or 26 years of age, so he's still young, and he was on the rise before he went to Impact. He's done a lot in Impact. I feel like he should have gone for I believe he has gone for the world title in the past once, but that was it. And I think he should have been a bigger star in Impact before this, but this is still awesome because, like I said, this is definitely going to improve him as a wrestler. He's gonna be definitely going to be a huge star soon within the next couple of years, whether he's in Bullet Club or just by himself. So y'all better look out for Chris Bay in the future, because he definitely is the future of wrestling. And I wonder, like I said, like I'm trying to figure out if he's gonna go up against Impact now. Is he gonna be an Impact, a full-time New Japan star, or just working both? Because it's gonna be, if he's still gonna be wrestling in Impact, it is gonna be cool to see a Bullet Club member represent Bullet Club also in Impact. I know they're mostly known for being in New Japan over there, so it'll be cool if they had like a Bullet Club member full time. Obviously, like, not being kicked out of the group, still a part of the group, because I know we've seen people get kicked out and then go to other companies, like going to NXT or WWE. So I hope they kind of like keep him with the Bullet Club. He comes out every week on Impact wearing a Bullet Club shirt. Maybe Jay White accompanies him every week, or just do his thing on his own. I'll still represent the Bullet Club. And I would typically ask Joel. He knows more about wrestling than I do, and especially New Japan. So he probably knows more about this Bullet Club stuff than I do. If there has been a Bullet Club member either in Impact, that has been an Impact while representing the Bullet Club, let me know who it is. I probably could be missing somebody or just not representing somebody. But yeah, it'd be cool to see something different, like just have Chris Bay go on his own while representing the Bullet Club and killing it over an Impact. Maybe he becomes Impact World Champion in the future. Maybe he is an Impact legend eventually. I don't know. But maybe they, it's what I've been seeing too is the fact that they might do the Elite versus the Bullet Club. You have Omega, the Young Bucks, kind of like what they're doing with the Dark Order. Hangman and the Dark Order versus the Elites. The Young Bucks, Kenny, and the Good Brothers versus four members of the Dark Order and Hangman and Page. Kind of the same thing over there with the Bullet Club. You have, like I said, those five Young Bucks, Omega, and the Good Brothers versus maybe like Jay White, Chris Bay, and like maybe Evil, Tangaloa, Tamatonga, 5 Bullet Club members versus the Elite. Maybe that's the main event for Bound for Glory. Maybe that's one of the New Japan versus AEW, even though the brothers are Impact stars. But maybe that's Impact and AEW versus New Japan. Maybe that's how that works. Maybe that could be one of the matches that are involved. So that's something that I'm definitely looking forward to. Maybe that's something that I will give, no matter what the price of that pay-per-view is. I'll definitely pay it all and watch that. I'm definitely looking to what they're planning on booking for that event when that time comes. And I that was honestly a shocker to see Jay White come out at the end of the Slammiversary. And especially taking one of Impact stars and making them a Bullet Club member. I wish there were no spoilers for that. I wish I would have just seen it naturally if I watched that episode of Impact. But it's still cool regardless, because Chris Bay is now in Bullet Club. It's kind of not clicking to me a little bit. I don't know why, even though he is a fantastic wrestler. And he will improve. I'm just gonna have to watch it naturally for myself and see how. Like I said, from the spoilers that I read, it's gonna be in a brawl. Then you just, it's one thing to know the spoilers of it, and see pictures of it, but it's different when it actually happens. Like with, I don't want to go off topic, but like with the Cena thing, the Cena return on Money in the Bank this past Sunday. We all knew it was happening, but it was cool when it actually happened. So it's different when we know it's happening, and it's another thing when it's actually happening. So, it's probably gonna, depending how they play it out, it's gonna be awesome. So I'm glad that Chris Bay is in it. So yeah, it's definitely a cool moment, and I can't wait for what this pans out to be. I'm hoping it's a 5-on-5 match between the Elite versus the Bullet Club. That has to happen. That's most likely going to happen at a AEW show, if anything. They're probably giving that storyline to Impact just because. But I definitely want to see that match happen eventually. Whether it's Impact or AEW. They probably need more eyes on them, especially. I'm thinking it might be most likely, obviously, because it started on Impact. Might as well, because Impact has had no fans since the start of the pandemic, basically a year and a half. Might as well give them the match that's going to draw a lot of attention to. The match that's going to make the pay-per-view draw a lot of money. So might as well. It makes more sense to do it during that pay-per-view at Bound for Glory, a part of Impact. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see what that match. I hope that match, even if it's just Jay White versus Kenny Omega, that's definitely the money drawer there. That's going to sell out tickets. That's going to sell out pay-per-view money from the buys over at is it at Fight TV or BR Live, whatever they play the pay-per-views at. It's definitely going to sell out a lot of money. It's definitely going to probably sell out the arena, depending on where they're having it. I don't know if they announced the location of it. It's probably going to be in the same place where they've been airing shows, but it's still cool to see. And I'm looking forward to who from AAA shows up. I know no one from AAA has shown up yet. I know AEW has, obviously Omega has shown up. Really, I think the private party, and I may be missing somebody else, but not a lot of people from AEW have shown up to Impact. Thunder Rosa, I guess. I mean, she's not really a signee. She's more of an NWA star. But she has been representing AEW as of late, so I guess you could say she can be a part of that AEW representing from Impact. You had Mickey James who's representing NWA, but I don't think they're a part of this Bound for Glory event. I think it's just the four companies that I mentioned, Impact, New Japan, AAA, AEW. But I hope to see a lot from this event. I hope to see a lot more AEW stars in this next couple of weeks leading up to Bound for Glory. I hope it's not just Kenny and the Young Bucks again. I hope we see more AEW stars eventually in it. I've heard that Sammy Guevara was supposed to be in it last year, and something revolving around their management. and creativity that he didn't like it, and apparently he didn't want to do it anymore. So I don't know what the situation. Remember the situation about that is. So I hope he does end up going. Represent the inner circle AEW. Just going solo, no inner circle with him. Just maybe he fused with their AAA Cruiserweight champion, because I know when he first got to AEW, he was the AAA Cruiserweight champion, and it would be cool to see him back in that picture again. Maybe he goes over to, maybe that's a match for Bound for Glory where he goes up against the AAA Cruiserweight champion. Competes there. Maybe Andrade wins the AAA World Championship against Omega, and then maybe he shows up Bound for Glory. Who knows? There's so many situations that they can put with this. That could lead up from Bound for Glory. I love Bullet Club entries. Whenever Bullet Club inducts a member, it's unexpected. But like I said, it was a spoiler, so we kind of knew that there was a new Bullet Club member happening. Anyways, so yeah, that's basically what happened. My personal thoughts on Slammiversary that happened this past Saturday night, and my thoughts on the Chris Bay Bullet Club member entry. I am sorry if I happen to spoil this for anybody who if this Bullet Club member entry didn't happen yet this week in Impact, then I'm sorry if I happen to spoil it for anybody that didn't know. So yeah, I apologize in advance, because I think it's happening this week. I'm thinking it's happening this week. I'm not 100% sure. I'm like 85% sure it's happening this week. But if it didn't, once again, I'm sorry. I didn't spoil it. I warned you before, so don't be mad at me about this. But I don't want to make this. I don't want to go rambling on for about an hour. So I think I might just keep it short and sweet. I think this is about like a half-hour episode. So once again, I am Nick from the. Again, before I even end it off, just comment down below what your thoughts about Slammiversary this past Saturday night, and what your thoughts are about Chris Bay joining Bullet Club. I want to know your thoughts about those two things. So comment that down below in this episode's YouTube video. I want to give this a like. Go ahead and continue to subscribe to us on YouTube. Again, turn on that post notification bell next to the subscribe button so you know whenever we post an episode. Specifically on YouTube. It's the same time as on Spotify. And yeah, I am Nick once again from the Ring Fanatics Podcast. This has been episode number 44. And we'll be back next week. Joel will be back here 100%. So yeah, we'll see you guys next time.